Hey everyone, how's it going? Today we're going to just be doing some more Marlin, but we do have the upcoming BNR, which is going to be very exciting. This is kind of mostly a response to what I think is going to get banned, so I'm like kind of imagining that Victor Marionette kind of get touched in some way, shape, or form. That's like my two main predictions, but I don't know, could be anything. We'll find out. But I have been actually kind of testing this I have like an interesting thought, basically like going like 34 blues and like having two throw cautions to kind of flex on the board. I've been kind of liking that, but I need to test this a little bit more. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Hello Rose, how's it going? Please ban Remembrance. I kind of have a sneaking suspicion that they might end up banning Remembrance, but too early to tell. I think that's like probably the number one card that I think that they're going to ban, and then like maybe just tickle Marionette in some way, shape, or form. Kill T-Tox 2, that card sucks. T-Tox is another one that I would not be surprised if that one goes. It depends how aggressive they want to be. I think like leaving T-Tox is like maybe fine, and so like if they hit something else, but I think if like Victor gets hit and Marionette doesn't get hit, then those two, like Marionette, like one of those two basically becomes like the best deck, right? The BNR I think is on Thursday, I believe. So we got a little bit of time. This is more so just speculation. Yeah, anyone got any other ideas for the BNR? Also, let me make sure I'm doing this public. So I can see Remembrance going, T-Tox, and then I'm trying to think of what else. I could actually even see them like kind of unbanning some of the lightning stuff. Like, I feel like what's the card called? Skyward Serenade was maybe like a little bit preemptive, but Yeah, we still got some time before the BNR. This is more so just my clickbait speculation. Right, let me actually make sure I made the lobby perfect. Did I make the lobby public? Huh. Sorry, one second. It keeps on like defaulting it to private, but I don't know why. Alright. Hopefully this works. Let me like make sure this pops up for my other screen. It's like still not popping up. Huh. Interesting. CLV is gonna get touched. I have a feeling, don't know why. Yeah. CLV I think was a good preemptive ban. Some of the other ones, I think Volzar was also like pretty good to like just say like, hey, both Asilios are not gonna be running Volzar. I think that seems reasonable. Also, is the queue broken or something? Hold on. Let me like log out real quick. Maybe I'm also just being impatient. Alright. Give me 1 second. Alright, let me hide my screen real quick. There. Alright, let me log back in, because maybe that was the issue. Okay, let's try this, and then let me do file. Huh. Oh wow, that's not what I want to do. Hold on a second, sorry. Fixing my screen, but I like accidentally did mess with something in the browser settings. Give me 1 second. Basic page. Okay, there we go. It's still like off. What did I do wrong? Huh. I guess I guess we'll never know. Let me like trim this now. There we go. All right, so we got in Aurora. I'm not feeling like this is like a particularly difficult matchup, but maybe just like the card pool just isn't quite there yet. All right, they're gonna put us first. Let's go Crown Dominion, Quiver, Trench, probably correct, and then Sea Lace. This makes sense. And then no throw caution. Settle the bill probably is better than the pre-meds, I think. Yeah, let's try it like this. Okay, kind of a mediocre starting hand, but I guess we can like see what's on the top. Might just end up like arsenaling this rabble. Ooh, trophy shot. Trophy shot I think will be good next turn, hopefully. I think what we're gonna do is like tip the bar, keep Arsenal Rabble, IP Sunken Treasure, or something like that. Oh wow, no, the whole fucking overlay got messed up. Give me 1 second. What do I do to make this? Hold on. I like make a new window. Like record. Oh god. All right, hold on. I'm gonna try to fix the overlay on the fly here. Let's do. If I shrink it like, oh wow, that's making it way worse. Uh-oh. All right, technical difficulties. Okay, we'll figure it out in a second here. What did I do that did this? I need to like quit out of Firefox real quick.
Don't, if you quit out of Firefox, the stream's gonna go down, maybe?
Or I quit out of like this window.
Oh.
I don't know what I did to like.
Well, make sure you don't quit out in such a way where it shows the stream key. That would be a disaster.
That could be a disaster, yes. Also, I played the other Rabble when I should not have. That's okay. Could also draw the trophy. Nah. All right, whatever. Hold on, sorry. I'm trying to. You didn't vote for anyone in the poll or whatever. The Silver Age voting. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Actually, maybe let me take a. Hold on. I'm gonna concede this game just so we can fix the overlay real quick, just so we don't have to like suffer through it. Okay, so let me quit out of this window, and then. Oh no. Okay, hold on. I need to stream the other thing. Give me 1 second. Almost a disaster. All right, so I'm gonna make this new window. I'm going to stream this window instead of the other window, and hopefully that'll work a little bit better. Okay, I think this is better. Hopefully. All right, let me get set up here. don't know what did I like update Firefox or something? Maybe that's what it was.
Make sure you adjust the windows.
Yeah, I'm working on it. There we go. Okay. Hopefully it's a little bit better. Maybe. Potential disaster. Okay. Okay, that looks right. Let me actually do a test here. We get to see the flesh and bad behind the scenes, how I set up the overlay real quick.
Wow, this is crazy.
Y'all are getting like a behind the scenes look of how I have to
This is so exclusive and rare.
yeah, there we go. And now I have to like move this card up. Oh boy. Alright, there we go. Move this up, move this down. There we go. One more. Okay, perfect. And now I just need to mess with this one a little bit.
What is that bar at the top of the screen?
Yeah, I'm working on that. I think that works, maybe. Now I need to move the card down a little. Shrink the card slightly. There we go. All right, that's looking better. All right, we kind of fixed it. Kind of didn't fix it, but kind of fixed it. Okay, cool. Probably having to avoid a small. Hold on. Let me read that comment. It's a little too small on my screen. Probably trying to avoid a snafu having new players buying a deck for a hero that's banned. It's not a good look. Wait, who isn't legal? Oh, you can vote for Blaze. Okay, that makes sense.
The whole like. Okay, isn't that like a little messed up to do? Like, oh, this hero's not currently legal in the format. Let's make it so that you can't even play her at all.
Can't consider playing it.
Yeah, like if that's like the kind of reason where it's like, oh, people should just like not be allowed to vote.
Teen is anti-voter.
I am anti-voters.
All right, playing against a Riptide. This one is a bit of a tougher one, but I think you're still supposed to go second. Generally, you don't have to worry. You kind of have to worry about fatigue a bit, but not as much as you think you would. Give that deck a little bit, I think, is fine. Yeah, let's run something like this, I think. Lots of Riptide on Talishar lately. And, okay, taking the bait, sure. It's like mildly annoying. Feels weird that they banned Spindle when the new Blaze is coming and it's getting unbanned anyways. Are they unbanning Spindle?
Yes, because it's in the Blaze precon.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
It's fine.
Jesus, 10. What is this? 10 overpower dominate or something? Or no, sorry, 10. Just 10 dominate. That's pretty good. Unfortunate. I guess what we can do is take 10 damage. Okay, so we can turn down, I guess. Doesn't really matter. It's kind of crazy how much dominate Riptide actually kind of has access to. So banish this one. Oh, we can't do anything because the. Oh, we should have Honing Hood in response to the bait token. Oh no, I messed up. Because now we can't respond without the bait token, right? So we have to do this as attack reaction. Oh no, this is a disaster. What do we do now? I forgot that you couldn't load because of the bait. I guess we're learning together. We might as well just send King Shark here for 6. Unfortunate punt. This is a good start to the stream, I think. Playing against a Riptide and then also trying to mess with the stream settings for a bit. Alright, so what kind of I feel like they're kind of not really a fatigue Riptide. It seems like they're more doing like the aggro Riptide with like the fatigue package in the board. Alright, feeling a boulder trap, sure. Heat Seeker. We can block this if we want to, which I think is probably reasonable. That being said, they can just snaps this, but we might as well make them do it. Don't really want to give them like Heat Seeker for free. Just turn over like a Stone Rain or something. Worst case scenario here, we can kind of just like block out and then try to Codex into King Shark. Seems like maybe that's all they have though. Oh Joy, Riptide. They're Unveiling Spindle, but Burn Up Shock and Lightning Press. Ban Briar. I don't know if they're gonna ban Briar. Maybe with enough people, but I feel like Kano is maybe the closest one to the chopping block. I feel like there are a lot of Kano haters. Let's take a peek at their hand. Okay, no attack action, sure. Maybe they are some kind of Fatigue Tide. Interesting. So you know that the last card in their hand is the D-React, right? It's not really an incentive, I feel like, to try to attack into them. You know what card is good against Riptide is the Redler Harpoon, though. I feel like we might as well just, like, cover it, play out the Tip the Barkeep. You can always just Trench away D-React next turn, but I think that's, like, fine. I've never been gotten so hard by a bait token before. This could be a good hand. Good-ish. Good adjacent. Kano plays differently, but not ban-worthy IMO. That's fair. I know that they're like one concern that people have is like voting for Kano is like basically just like Blaze is gonna be in the format anyways. Like Blaze maybe arguably a stronger Kano.
But no one knows.
No one knows for sure though.
Because you can't play her yet.
Yeah. Okay, we got a Falcon, sure. Got a spicy Riptide deck here. Don't fully know what's going on, but I think we're probably just going to be eating 10. Isn't this card still React? Oh no, it's Endless. Okay. Sure. Endless is kind of awkward. Don't really want to give them the Endless. Like, maybe we don't really care. Do we care? I kind of care. You can have the Endless. You can play her on Talishar, which is something. That's some next level BM. Alright, so Arsenal Endless, and then we can go Golden Tip, try to set Codex's Arsenal. Don't have to worry about Buzzsaw Trap, but I feel like this still is probably fine. This is mid-range Riptide? Okay, interesting. It seems like it's like a lot more aggressive. But I guess one thing we did need to learn was that we should have Honing Hood in response to the bait token. That was the pretty big mistake, I think. I've not played against a Riptide in a million years, though, so forgive me for forgetting what a bait token does. I actually think that's true. I have played against Riptide, but I guess I just haven't played against Take the Bait all that much. Alright, Redler Harpoon. We can get a pre-med off them, which is pretty good. 5-card Riptide hand is scary, though. And our hand is bad. Yeah, this is probably a blockout hand, unfortunately. If we had like one extra blue, we could have gone like pre-med from Arsenal. I guess like the only way we can reasonably keep this hand is if we go like block, block, do something. But I feel like they're just gonna probably like follow up with some more damage. Like we could pitch 2 reds here to make the hand work, but I don't think that's very exciting. Ooh, sharpshooters, okay. Oh, to a Stone Rain Deadeye. Yuck. Alright, coming in for 10. So they get to basically strip 2 cards out of our hand, so we can't do the pre-med, which is unfortunate. Oh, that's not the end of the world. We could at least have them... I guess they get to choice of the trigger, so they could probably like just give us the Settle the Bill back if they want to. Don't love that. I feel like if they're smart, they're gonna give us the Settle the Bill. Because we kind of want to keep... Oh, they're gonna discard the Settle the Bill. Okay, that's very good for us then. These Stone Rains have been kind of nasty. I guess we might... Is there anything we can even get? No. Right, all of our arrows cost 2. Unfortunate that we didn't get our pre-med value. Quickening Sand as well. Interesting. So the question now is, are they going to probably snaps this? And I feel like the answer is yes. Almost certainly. I feel like I need to make them use it, though, without taking a ton of damage. So I feel like we're going to give them the Endless Trigger and just see if they want to use it. Or, like, see if they want to snaps into it. Because then we're just going to block on their 6, I think. We do also have a couple 3-Oaks that we're still kind of drawing towards. So I feel like it's actually not that bad, but it could be better. They did use their snaps, which I feel like is a pretty big deal. We could also... They don't have a way to put this on at instant speed. We could just go for Codex now. Just maybe the smart play. Feels like they didn't really have a great usage of the snaps. Maybe it was good enough. Alright, let's try this. We could also consider going for Kraken, which is maybe like... We know that they have an Endless in hand already, right? So maybe hitting the buffs is actually better. Although that being said, they can load any card, so I guess it doesn't really matter which one we hit. I'll see if this ends up actually mattering. I don't think it does, though. I guess they do have like the action traps that are potentially things that you can hit with Kraken. Okay, we can pay for the Pitfall trap at least. Keeps us mildly alive. Okay, and their hand is all attack actions, which is not that bad of a thing for us, though. Because it now just means their hand's kind of bad. Alright, coming in with the Heat Seeker. So you can't just give them this and then just try to go in with a King Shark. I think it's probably your best bet, right? I think I definitely bungled this game, but we can maybe potentially claw it back here. I think we gotta go all in, though. Need this Ataya to do us a lot of work here. We also have some 3-Oaks to draw towards. Like, I think we actually have some pretty good draws here. I don't think all hope is lost. Okay, let's see what their follow-up is here. Okay, Tar Pit's fine. They did at least have to pitch for the Tar Pit, which is Rockside Trap. Okay, that one is also pretty good, right? So we at least connect here, which gives us our first gold of the game, which is at least kind of nice. And they are not sending anything, so like if we can just dodge the traps, we might be kind of fine. Ooh, this is like a perfect hand, actually. All right, we're going for it. The nice part about Yark, or the Baby Shark, or whatever you want to call it, is that against Riptide, if they want to like load in response, they can't really do that as well. This could actually end up being fine for us. Also, I probably want to hold on. I probably want to hold the catch. Yeah, I think that makes a little bit more sense. Okay, I feel like we're still. I think we might be winning this game. Hesitantly, might be winning. There's a lot that the Riptide can still have here, but we're doing pretty well for like our mega punt on the first hand. All right, inertia trap is annoying. Boulder trap, yeah. Okay, we're kind of dying here now. The inertia trap, I think, was real rough for us. They have another one. Okay, no other one, so we are at least getting 2 gold set up. And I guess we can. Do we want to quiver? Probably not, right? We just want these to like go to the bottom. Because we do have 2 or 1 more 3 oak that's still live in rotation, right? Yes, I think we just let these go to bottom. I need them to not hit off the top here. That would also be very good for us. Okay, no hit off the top is great. So now we can go gold crack. Did we want a gold crack, actually? Maybe we didn't want a gold crack. I think this still works out, though. I think we were supposed to actually just settle on the gold and then pitch and then try to set up our next thing, because I feel like the extra resource doesn't do much for us, right? So instead here, we can go 1 more gold crack, right? We're going to draw the catch of the day. And then we can C4 salvage, make a gold, and then fire off the gold fin, if I'm counting correctly. It like kind of works. Not ecstatic about this, but it kind of is okay. I think the better play was to just like not try to go for any gold cracking there. But if they draw the alt action hand here, I think they could just die. How many reacts have they actually seen here? Oh, Buzzsaw Trap is also like probably game over for us, right? Yeah, Buzzsaw would be pretty good, but the fact that they're blocking means that they're probably not buzzsawing us. Okay, Inertia's fine. I mean, this does still have the settle on it. Unless this is like the other 2 damage trap. Ooh, Rock Slide Trap, okay. That's scary. Alright, cannot pay for it, so we're going to 1. I think I definitely could have won this game. Alright, they got the collapse. Well, the collapsing doesn't trigger, though. Huh. Okay, we're not dead, but we're not really in the game, because we don't have any gold anymore. Unfortunate. If we draw out the last 3 oak, we could actually kind of get bailed out here. Okay, C4 is not actually the worst. So I guess we can go like C4 into Tar Pit. I feel like we actually would have been a lot better spot. There was, I think, a second punt that game where we like tried to crack gold on that last turn. I think this can still potentially work, though. Not anymore. Not anymore. This is still fine. Nah, it's not fine. Let's just go ahead and play the pre-med out, I guess. I think we're dead here, though, unfortunately. I think we had 1 more gold there. We actually would have been like a pretty good spot. But yeah, the Inertia Trap, I think, just kills us here. Kind of curious what their Riptide deck was. Seems like it was kind of like more mid-rangey, like, I think, like Chat was saying. So you got the Murky Waters, the Dead Eyes. It looks like a mix of some number of buff cards with also just like kind of like the aim counter stuff. That's pretty cool. I feel like I have a bit more to learn about the matchup. I feel like also the biggest punt that game was just not doing the Honing Hood in response to the bait token. That's on me. All right, we go next. Try to get some good reps in here. Lock me out again. Oh, 1 second. All right, hold on. There we go. Maybe like shrink this slightly. That doesn't break anything. Okay. I can go and log back in. All right, we got a Puffin. Do I want first or second to Puffin? I feel like it's most often correct to go second, but I kind of don't know. Like, I feel like Puffin is kind of like a setup deck. It's like a little bit scary going second, but I think it's still reasonable. I can swap the pre-meds for the settles. I kind of want to try something like this kind of config into Puffin. Alright, tie in the opener is a little awkward. Well, let me, hold on, I gotta scooch this back over. There we go. Looks like they're also like fat decking slightly into us. Interesting. Could end up taking a bit of damage on this hand because of Ataya, which I think we probably don't end up actually wanting to run into Puffin. We might actually have to give up the hook here. I think it's fine. Let's just at least keep a card. I think if anything, I probably should sub this out for Throw Caution, but I feel like there are some number of Pirate Puffin decks, so maybe it's not like the worst thing in the world. But at least we still get Honing Good value here, which is nice. Alright, let's pop our hood. Ooh, okay, we got a pretty nice hand here. So we can discard the Settle the Bill, send a Taya, count for a big number. No real way to use the Settle here, unfortunately, other than discard, but that should be fine. Alright, we need at least a minimum yellow off the top. Or 3-oak. 3-oak will also suffice. Sure. And then, do we want to risk it, or do we want to just hold the blue is the question. Getting a Shifting Tides online is pretty good, but I feel like guaranteeing that we are, like, setting, like, so this is actually maybe an interesting topic. So playing the Shifting Tide versus not playing it, right? We obviously get the resources if we do get to, if we play this out, draw 2 blues, and then also draw an arsenal. But there's like a chance that like this blue actually like prevents us from keeping an arsenal if we like choose to play it out. So I think I'm actually going to take the less greedy line here and just try to keep the Shifting Tides. All right, so we would have actually drawn, okay, for like we would have drawn 2 blues plus the shifting there. Oh, hey, Laser Witch, how's it going? I was thinking like if we draw like the 2 blues plus the red, I feel like that makes sense. But if we draw like blue plus yellow and we have the one floating, then we don't get to keep an arsenal, which is kind of weird. So I feel like I still like doing this. And then let's not go for the hook here just because we don't know what kind of puffin they are yet. Should still end up being a pretty good turn against them though. Seems like they're maybe giving us a block card, which maybe indicates more Pirate Puffin stuff. Okay, definitely Pirate Puffin. Makes sense. The Conch, I feel like, is a pretty good giveaway. Might be looking at like a direct here or something. Maybe not. Right, let's take a peek at the hand. Get to take their dovetail. That's good. Alright, sitting on 2 gold, they have a Cogworks workshop and then basically nothing else set up. I think that's a pretty good spot for us. And then next turn, we need to find some resource to kind of unbrick this hand. So let's go just take the 3 here. Yeah, hey everyone, welcome in chat. Alright, we're going to just be locking in from now on. No stream setup, hopefully. Alright, so let's start by cracking a gold. We might even just like sack a gold here to keep a codex, which I think is reasonable. Seems pretty good. Alright, let's go for these 2 codex, and then we just get back our King Shark, which is really good. And then coming for 13. They are pirate puffin, which means they could be running some number of Diriacs. I think hooking is relatively safe here, but also maybe a little dangerous if they go like Skyward and plus something. Let's go and just send in no hook here, because I think we're already ahead if this ends up connecting. Try not to be too greedy with hook. Don't want to lose it while they're at 35, I think. All right, soup up is pretty good for them. All right, Lone Shark, Copper Cog, Cardworks Workshop, Unknown Card in Arsenal, sure. At least we're still making the gold off the cheating, so I'm still kind of fine with this. Their hand is like pretty bad, I'd say. Oh, that being said, getting like the Lone Shark online, I think is pretty good. Get to start doing some gold cracking. Right, workshop, yeah. So now I have 2 cogs set on 1, which means they're gonna Palantir us probably pretty soon here, I imagine. Likely Palantir incoming. I feel like that's why I try to like block with hook early in this matchup if I get a good spot for it. Suppose I could block a little bit here. What we could do actually is like kind of a neat trick with I plus the port side, try to like draw into a buff so that we can 3-oak on Codex on top of it. Which I think we're probably gonna end up doing here. Alright, 3-oak on top is interesting. What does that mean for us? It means we want to draw into it, right? So if we want to draw into the 3-oak, that means we want to do this and just discard this probably. Could have also like made a gold or like done the Marlin thing, made a gold to threaten the hook. Actually, maybe that's better. Hold on. We do this. We put the blue on top, discard it, and then draw the 3-oak. Do that. At least threatens their 1 gold, which is like a little bit more worth it than not, right? Okay, so we discard the bluefin, and then we go in for the shark, I think is the play. Alright, threaten hook. Coming in for 10. So if we can threaten the other gold, that should hopefully put a damper on their next turn. I feel like the Pirate Puffin especially is maybe like a little bit more reliant on gold than like the kind of more standard boosty Puffin or whatever. I don't know if Boost Puffin is even like still really a deck at this point. Feels like it probably is. I think we're taking the soup up just so they don't have a 0 for 4 for next turn. I kind of am fine with them sending the Skyward Menace, I think. Red Lure could be very good for us. We have a nice juicy target in the yard. Depends how good this turn is from them, but I feel like we're pretty ahead at this point. Oh, Pummel. Okay, that's good info. I guess Pummel is like the main reason to do Pirate Puffin. Maybe like one of the main reasons. So I think here, let's maybe give them one of their red lure harpoons and try to keep the other one. We're probably going to end up maybe even rumming this turn. Depends how good this 3-oak ends up being. And they do have to also pay the loan check, which is a little rough for them. Yeah, the BNR hasn't come out yet. We're just kind of speculating on when so the BNR is coming out on Thursday, but we're speculating what was going to get hit. I think I'm still kind of like team Remembrance is probably going to get hit, but I think there are a lot of potential cards they could hit. So I think we are rumming this turn. Like maybe just sending it into like a bluefin harpoon or something. Because we have the 1 floating and we're going to have 1 floating from this. So we have not made a gold this turn though yet, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and start the rum here. And we could even end up playing their conch out at them, which is pretty sick. Okay, it seems like they maybe couldn't block it or didn't want to block it. Which means we're going to be hitting them for 8 go again into conquer the high seas for another 8, which is pretty disgusting. Okay, so that's pretty good from us. I think they should ban Victor and keep the horse. I think that's a good idea. Oh, excellent. Click the Talishar. Okay. But yeah, Pirate Puffin is like an interesting one. I don't know how I feel about that deck. It seems pretty good. It does seem like a lot stronger. Okay, opponent's going first. Enabling chat, sure. Alright, let's do Norn, Trench, and then Honing Hood. Alright, we got a big fan in chat. And then let's do Throw Cautions and then cut the pre-meds, I think was my plan for this. Oh no, we actually cut the King Sharks and then bring in the Settle. Then we do like 1 pre-med. Let's try something like this, I think. We could also cut the Ataya and go for pre-med. Let's try that, maybe. The world's most fatigable wizard. I don't think there's actually like a pretty sick loop you can kind of do with Acilio, like with save the thought or something. I think this is like not actually that fatigable. Like there is like a 8 damage loop you can do, I think, in the end game or something like that. There's some spicy tech that's going around for fatigue, I feel like, with new Acilio. Alright, Cosmic Flare, sure. Notably, our hand is like pretty bad for Honing Hood purposes, so we might just be pitching here. What's our opponent doing? Yeah, there is like actually like a loop that Acilio can do. I don't know if it's any good, but I've heard some rumblings about it. Okay, what do we want to do here? I think we're just like not using Honing Hood, which is unfortunate. But I suppose we can do something like that. Yeah, it's a really bad hand, I feel like, to start into Acilio. That's okay, though. Just try to hold the blue in case we find something to draw into. Okay, we do find port side. Is there actually a good play here? There's a gamble play. Okay, wait. Do we have the gamble play? Is the gamble play good? So there's 2 lines here, I think. We start with the port side, discarding the gold tip, set up our gold, play Murderous Rabble, maybe draw an arrow off the top, which I think is like probably like these 2 seem like the smart play. There's also like the super gamble play where we pitch 2 to Hammerhead, we play gold tip, we port side, try to draw a 2-cost arrow, which there are 20 in our deck, and then we get to send it for a lot, which is pretty cool. Part of me wants to do the gamble play. Do you think pre-med might be a comeback into the list? I'm experimenting with it. I think let's go for the port side play. I think the other play is like, if we draw an arrow, we're also kind of happy with this play. We just get to send it for a little bit less. If we don't draw an arrow, then we still like can kind of have a turn. Okay, so no arrow is a little unfortunate, but let's at least threaten the hook here. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty mid start from us, I think. So I think pre-med might... So I've been experimenting with pre-med specifically over take game. And basically, like, the idea is to, like, try to get the extra card draw a little bit more often and kind of, like, flex it out with the throw cautions when you want to. I don't know if it's good yet, though. Like, I feel like it helps into, like, some of the matchups where you want to be, like, a little bit faster, like, into, like, Marionette, and some of the other decks. But I think into, like, some decks, it's definitely, like, kind of a detriment. So, like, having the ability to, like, flex it out, I think, is pretty important. Okay, Oasis off Cosmic Flare, sure. Okay, there's Suturing. Interesting. So we can make the rum, or we could just start ABing in case... I feel like I'm going to AB just for, like, sanity purposes, just because I feel like the Cosmic Flare mana might result in more arcane damage at some point this turn. So let's go ahead and just pass with the catch and see if they want to do anything. I think that seems reasonable. I opened a cold foil and tickle you one, so it'd be cool to run it. I think the card's like not that bad. It definitely seems like pretty good. Let's go to an AB2, and then we'll take the extra one on the back here. Seems fine. All right, another Echo Flash, sure. I've been Echo Flashed. All right, let's go for the catch. And then I think we're probably just going to go for the red lure. Or are we? I guess we can get like a random comic collision, but it's not like super exciting. We also crack the hole and just see if there's anything better we want to play off the top, which I think is maybe a little bit more reasonable. Try to look for like a Kraken or something. Okay, Codex is good. Arsenal for next turn, maybe. Let's go for red lure or yellowfin. I feel like they're both kind of equally bad here, but we might as well just go for the yellowfin in case. There's not really anything we crazily want to be like. The comic potion is probably the best thing, but even then it's like pretty mediocre. Yeah, let's just send it for 10, see what they do. I feel like this codex is probably not going to be very exciting since we only have the yellowfin as the target, but yellowfin can sometimes end up doing some work. Kind of a mid draw though. If we draw a better harpoon next turn, what we could end up doing is like Honing Hood, swap the codex for the new harpoon, send the other harpoon, and then like re-arsenal the codex. You can see that being the line for next turn. All right, Oasis, sure. Does Sicilio normally run Oasis? I feel like they have better options generally. Maybe not though. Like I guess getting to discard an Oasis is like pretty good. All right, Aether Flare, Tomocondries, Overcrowd, sure. So I imagine they're probably just gonna be arsenaling the Overcrowd or something next turn. Maybe they want to play out the Tomocondries. I could also see that. Try to draw like an instant off the top or something. Tomocondry, sure. So they get to pay one to the Sphinx, draw a card. It is pretty strong. I still don't really fully understand why this is like an illusionist equipment. It feels like Ziggy has like a much harder time making ponders than Cilio does. Maybe I just don't like see it yet. It's definitely interesting that this has like the illusionist typing on it. Right, let's go to AB2. Probably just with the sunken here. I think we're probably gonna like just end up playing out shifting, honestly. Let's do like shifting into 3 oak. What is this BNR thou speakest of? I think it's coming out on Thursday, so it's gonna basically inform a lot of the Nationals meta, I feel like. Kind of mostly just in the BNR waiting room, I feel like. We could even swap our arsenal here, 3 oak again. Is that good? I don't feel like that's all that good. I wish there was like some priority window where we could like respond to the codex and put the 3 oak in, but I don't think there is. I guess we're just going for... We could have like swapped to the shallow water, but then paying for it becomes kind of awkward. Yeah, it's this Thursday. So BNR is not quite out yet. I'm just speculating, I guess, on what's gonna probably be happening. I kind of have like a couple cards I think that I think are pretty likely ban targets. Yeah, it's clickbait. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think like I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about the BNR lately though. I feel like the BNR is going to like shape the meta. Like it's very important this BNR, I think. Stella Flowtide. Interesting. I haven't seen all that Omens has to offer, but I really was expecting an MST2, and without jinxing it, it doesn't seem too broken in CC. Yeah, it really doesn't seem like it's at the power level that a lot of like the past CC sets have been. It seems like it's kind of like more of like a Super Slam type of power level as opposed to like an MST power level. That's at least like initially what I think it probably ends up landing at. Interesting that they're giving us the Aether Flare here. Alright, turn to Mind Fire, sure. The cool card. Alright, let's draw Catch of the Day, that's fine. We still have our Honing Hood up, so like could end up bailing us out a bit here. Do I want to pay for this? Maybe. Let's pay a little bit since I don't know what else we're doing with the cards in our hand. Okay. Draw the Codex. I guess we can like do Catch into Redfin. It seems like they've had like some prevention effects with the Oasis and like the sutures and stuff, so maybe I do have to be a little careful about hooking here still. Do you just want to like resolve a hook though? Like getting a gold here is actually like a pretty big deal. Are we fine if we lose the hook, I guess the question. Maybe. Yeah, I feel like the compendium meta people were like pretty happy with. Still feel like at the top levels it's like kind of 3 decks right now, so like Acilio's getting nerfed pretty heavily, and then Victor and Marionette are kind of like the two other kind of outliers. Oh, Sigil of Brilliance, okay. I feel like I've seen like less Sigil of Brilliance out of new Acilio, but maybe it's just like the way people have been building the deck. Oh, our opponent posted in chat. I have no idea what I'm doing. Sorry, clunker hand. Oh no, that's not good. Well, hopefully this hook actually ends up being good. Alright, Chromatic Refinement. Next card costs 1 less to play. Deals that much damage plus 1. Sure. Interesting. And I think a lot of people actually kind of enjoy the pen meta, which I think makes sense. I feel like pen meta was fun. Alright, 2 Brilliance out is a little scary. Kind of curious how much damage we're going to end up taking, but I guess we'll find out. You have 2 Sigil Brilliance popping as well, so this could be scary. I feel like Sigil of Brilliance might be like a weird card to try to use in the new Acilio, but I don't really know. It seems like new Acilio might have like a little bit of a struggle, like converting a full like 5-card hand into your opponent's turn. It's definitely an interesting one because you like get like kind of like a tome-ish effect. Let's go ahead and take the damage here. Alright, double Volsar, sure. Into a Meteoric Impact. Seems fine. Alright, Skirt Gold. But I could also see Mario losing something. I think a lot of people are kind of expecting Marionette to probably eat some kind of minor ban. think I'm just gonna try to keep cooking here because kind of like halfway through the game. If they end up blocking out here, might not be the worst thing in the world. I still don't know if you fully need like AB2 into New Acilio. I feel like they sometimes have like the scary wildfire turn, but then like there's not like a ton they can do off the back of it. I feel like AB2 is like a hedge against like wildfire Acilio versus like kind of just like normal Acilio. I feel like most of them are like always running Lair though, from what I've seen. It'd be so weird if LSS went, oops, the new heroes are underpowered now, so those cards aren't banned actually. That would kind of make sense. I think it would make sense at least for what's the card? Like Skyward Serenade and like Skizzik. I don't know. I feel like that's like not actually that overpowered or whatever. I'm kind of team ban on or team unban Serenade. Just see what happens. Alright, the nice part here is that at least we're probably not getting Arcane spelled on our turn, which is good. Well, the Tomo Quandaries is pretty good as well. Double Ponder. Not too bad. Notably, they have tapped their Sphinx already. They can't like draw the card off Brilliance and then get us. But yeah, I think the new BNR is probably going to shake up the meta, hopefully a bit. I think that the same three decks have been sitting at the top of the meta for like at least a couple months, if not more. So it'd be good to get a little bit of change. I think I'm looking for ideally a buff off the top with the trophy shot. Okay, pre-med is good. I think we actually want both of those. So we can just rip a pre-med on shallow water. It's pretty decent. Do you know they have a random arsenal? So hopefully they didn't arsenal like instant or D-react here, but we should still be fine. Let me go ahead and hook this as well. So we should be pretty safe from wildfire here. I feel like I don't really know if you need null room boots. This has kind of been like a weird hedge spot against like Acilio, but I feel like I'm giving Acilio too much respect. When is the BNR again? The BNR is on Thursday this week, so we still got a little bit of time. Oh, worth a pin comment saying the BNR is Thursday. Tegan, can you do that?
What do you want me to do?
Can you pin a comment saying the BNR is Thursday?
Yeah, I can pin a comment. Hold on.
Yeah.
I have to pause.
I probably should have made that clear from the thumbnail.
I'm gonna do. Yeah, that was a. I thought people assumed, but
yeah,
I pinned the one person's message.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's probably worth a message saying that the BNR is actually Thursday, and I'm just speculating. I'm thinking a lot about the BNR. I feel like most people are. Maybe not. Maybe I'm a outlier, but I feel like the BNR is gonna like make or break this set for a lot of people. Alright, let's go to AB1. I've been impressed by this card, Flashbolt. Seems really solid. It's like 2 for 3 arcane damage. Oftentimes a little bit more. Alright, should be connecting pretty well here though. Alright, getting a meteoric impact, sure. Alright, so we ponder into the red pin, which is nice, and then get it set up for next turn. Pretty good. Alright, let's crack a little bit of gold here, looking for some extra buffs, some goodies. That's probably goodies enough. So now we can play out the Shifting Tides. Should hopefully help kind of buffer us a little bit in the next turn in case they do try to go for some wildfire play or whatever. I feel like that's like the only thing I'm like really concerned about is wildfire. I honestly thought it was masterful clickbait. Okay, I appreciate that then. Yeah. I think I don't know. I tried to like make it so that it was like I'm thinking about the BNR. I'm not like actually like waiting for the BNR, but it's hard to like convey that thought in a thumbnail. I maybe should have just saved the stream for Wednesday and tried to like put out a video today, but I was kind of feeling lazy if I'm being honest. All right, cloud cover, sure. Another cloud cover, okay. Potentially scary. Oh, and a suture. All right, so our hook is exploding, but that's fine. Like AB2. I don't think we even want to discard here. I think we just like let them have the hook. I think they can have a gold as well. I think that should be fine. The thing I've noticed in the last few sets is if a character has a talent, they do not have specialization, so I think they won't visit that combination of talent and hero in the future. Interesting. I kind of miss specializations, but I think the reason that they don't do that is because they're kind of wordy. At least that was my understanding of why they like don't do that as frequently. Let's try crack a gold, draw a card. Okay, this is pretty good, at least Goldfin hand. We just need to like not die to random arcane spell. If we want to hedge, what we could do is not play out both Golden Tips. Because how much damage are we already coming in for? This is going to put us to... This should already be lethal, right? This is coming in for 10 plus another... Or this is 10 total here plus 12. We play out one Golden Tip, so that puts us at 13. I feel like playing this one out is like a little greedy. I think I'm just going to go for this. And if we end up taking another turn, I think it should be fine. Live BNR action would be cool, but I don't know. I don't know the definite time. I feel like it's like generally around the time I stream, so it could be cool. But I think I'm probably gonna just save that as like a Friday video or something. Riptide isn't real. I'm glad Riptide is not real. Chromatic refinement again. Okay, sure. Oh, you can play this and then also play out Oasis. Or no, that's not how that works. Wait, how do they get a resource? Good game, no idea how to win with this. Oh, we'll watch the stream now. This is an interesting Acilio deck. Lots of Oasises and then like the cloud covers as well. I feel like I've seen like a lot of variation in kind of the Acilio deck list. I'm not sure what the best lists are kind of like gonna end up being, but it feels like it's like a lot of shocks and then also just like having the ability to like do a big turn with like Aether Wildfire or Aether Flare or something. It seems like there's like a lot of like variety in it, which is pretty cool. All right, let's keep going to the next one. Yeah, I feel like the new set's pretty weird. I've been thinking a lot about just like CC and also draft of the new set, and it seems like the heroes are like very, very weird to build, it seems like. All right, Plant's going first. We'll go second. Let's cut our Taya. Probably also shouldn't be main decking a Taya, but that's fine. And let's go and bring in King Shark and King Kraken are both good. Throw Caution seems good. Let's try this. Nobody's agreeing on anything for the new set. Yeah, it seems like there are a lot of like mixed opinions and deck building ideas, I guess. So we have 3 oak in the opening hand, so I think I don't want to Honing Hood, so I don't think I will. Let's go ahead and just rip it. Oh, another 3 oak. Okay, don't mind if I do. Let's hold on to the pre-med. Probably pitch the Golden Tip here. And then they currently have 4 armor. So sometimes the maxes do run that mech block card, which I'm like a little scared of. I want to hook this first harpoon. I'll probably hook the next one though. I mean, I welcome sets that don't have meta warping heroes out of the gate. That's true. I think like a little meta warping is good though. Like if there's a hero that's like strong-ish, but not like, I don't know, like can compete with the new heroes, I think it's pretty good. Oh, also we dodged the firewall, which is the card I was thinking of. Okay. So it didn't lose our hook, which is good. Now I get to set up for another 3 hook. Pretty solid. Alright, just need to kill them before they get to the mech. I'm just happy I get to play Stormstriders again. What a dumb card, yeah. Stormstrider is still pretty good, I think. Alright, looks like they're gonna just set up for Mechanoid. Alright, let's go for the pre-med. And then part of me wants to even just try to gamble on the Yellowfin, but I think holding the Yellowfin is probably smart. Pre-med on top is weird. Okay, let's 3 oak still. Probably just end up arsenaling our Codex here. Oh, you know what we could have done? We could have like Honing Hooded in response to play the no, there's no sequence. We can't like play the pre-med in response, right? Alright, let's fuck the Yellowfin here. Maybe see if we can get a Mechanoid out of them. That'd be kind of gross. I keep hearing how people are upset that the new Aurora is unplayable, but anything short of OP is bad in their eyes. Yeah, I think that's true. I think Aurora is the one I'm like the most fine with being like kind of mid. I expected like Ziggy and Acilio. Well, I think Acilio was actually in like a pretty good spot power level wise. I think that Ziggy might be also kind of like in this weird spot. I don't know. I need to see what like a good Ziggy list looks like. Yeah, I also don't know if Aurora is unplayable too. It seems I've seen some good Aurora decks, just not like they're not just like uber broken though. It seems like they're mostly kind of fair. Alright, mildly worried about getting Mechanoided here, but we will see, I guess. I kind of feel like they have it in Arsenal, maybe. Maybe not, though. I think they can go, like, Mech, or, this Crank, sack all the Hyperdrivers, do the thing, maybe. They have another blue in hand, right? Unless I'm imagining it. Aurora has Runeblade card pool, never underestimate. Yeah, I think that's true. Alright, let's go for I and then pitch. I think we only need one catch of the day here. Cheating on top is interesting. Actually, maybe I should have thought about this more. Maybe I should have held the second catch so we can get like double catch. I don't think the double catch actually matters here all that much, though. Maybe we just want the tip the barkeep to do that instead. Let's do like this. I think Aurora is like maybe just like second best aggro deck, which is like kind of not where you want to be a lot in this game. I don't even know if it's second best aggro deck. Maybe it's like third best aggro deck or something. Seems like she's still got like a lot to kind of like figure out. Alright, we get to take Cog in the machine, and then they can keep the rest of their hand, sure. Okay, they do get the Mechanoid. Very nice. Alright, so we still got a bit of work to do now. So coming in for 5 is pretty good. We could just send the red pin for 11, which is reasonable. Maybe we want to like Tatter Life Total so we're not dying to the Mechanoid like right away. Maybe give them like a little bit here. It's actually Honing Head here so we can swap the red pin in. It bothers me how critical some folks are less than a week after seeing the whole set. This game has proven it takes time to figure out deck builds. I think that's true. I think there's still a lot to figure out with the new heroes. It just seems like there's a lot of like... You know what the biggest thing I think with the set is it feels like there's like not a thing... Okay, so like, maybe take Ziggy for example. Like, it feels like there's not a lot of like fragment support is like, I think, a big thing that I noticed in like a lot of the card pool. I don't know if that maybe like, I don't know if maybe there's like cards that were like missing though, or like that were just like overlooking or something. But it seems like in the Ziggy card pool, there's not like really like a great incentive to like support you for wanting to like play all these like fragment cards. It seems like I think that's like a fairly real criticism. That being said, I'm super hyped for the new Holo card in Omens and Mastery Pack Warrior. I play a lot of heroes, but Holo will be my first warrior. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm kind of scared of the new Holo cards. It feels like they might push her pretty heavily. Card is like very, very good. But yeah, warriors being good is normally not a great thing for Marlin. Ooh, okay, did I frick myself? No, we can crack like one more gold. We can crack one more gold, I think. Let's crack with the golden tip, right? They should have stopped after some point, but that's fine. Let's take a king shark and then let's reset our gold here. Still in maybe okay shape here-ish. The mechanoid is definitely concerning, but if we can dodge the mechanoid, we should be fine. Mechanoid is a pretty good card. Alright, king shark will take probably 0 to 60, right? I guess I like want them to fetch the hyper over here. Seems reasonable. Alright, starting off with the trebuchet, sure. Alright, so they should be smacking in for a decent amount here. Going for 7. So maybe just cash in a little bit more block value, I think. Try to send 10 and then maybe just try to stabilize post mechanoid, I think is the plan. Should still be in a fine spot here, though. Don't feel incredibly strongly about this. Sure. I just want to make sure I'm not, like, hemorrhaging too much life to mechanoid. They do still have we have 2 firewall scene. I think the hook is probably still safe here. Drop firewall plus another block card. I guess they can cover it. Or firewall plus 3 block from hand. Okay, did draw the other firewall. Unfortunate. Not the end of the world though. Still just fighting through the mechanoid. The biggest thing is like losing the 1 block value there, honestly. Okay, T-Bone, sure. Alright, we do need to kill them sooner rather than later. This mechanoid is going to start hurting. If it's not already hurting, which I think it kind of is. Alright, so go down to 4, and then I think this is going to be the gold popping turn. We still have 1 3-oak left in the rotation. Okay. We got a little bit of breathing room, I think. Alright, give us 1 more buff, ideally. It's not a buff. Is that good enough, though? Maybe not. I think I'm gonna go try to go 1 deeper here. Okay, trophy shot does not actually help all that much. Sure. So we at least get the 13. We can get them with the trophy shot next turn. We just need to like not die is the big issue. But yeah, they got a really early mechanoid on us this game. Hard to beat the early mechanoid. Alright, so you take them to 2, and their hand is all boost. I think we might be dead here. Unfortunate. I mean, we do have the gold, so we can maybe try to draw some 3 blocks or something. Okay, 3-oak and Sunken are both good things, I think. Although we are losing our tunic, which is painful. Could be worse, though. So let's go for here. I guess we go down to 1 card. No, this is actually still really bad for us, right? Yeah, I think this is still bad. Yeah, I think them having the triple boost there was pretty unfortunate. We can still stay alive, kind of. Oh, we're not really doing much, which is a shame. Early Mechanoid is brutal. I think we maybe could have gotten like the 2 extra points of value this game though. Alright, mildly punting. I don't actually know where the punt was that game though. I think the punt was maybe just not getting not putting them off the early Mechanoid. Unlucky. Yeah, I think we're unfortunately dead here. And Max has done it. Damn. I don't think I've ever like lost this matchup except to like super early Mechanoid, but it's definitely possible. Unlucky. Well, Max was kind of cooking there. I guess it's just like this doesn't look like even like a special Max deck. Yeah, GG's. Wait, Tegan, what are you laughing about? Hello? Tegan?
What's that?
What are you laughing about?
Oh, I just took control of the card and.
Oh, okay. Tegan's playing Cyberpunk. I thought Tegan was laughing at me.
I'm just being a jerk to civilians in Cyberpunk for no reason.
Alright, we got Fang. So this is the matchup we're going to feel the Battering Bolt cut probably the most. Still like going second in this matchup, though. One thing I've been... Okay, they want to leave. That's fair. Yeah, once Max gets the Mechanoid early, it's so hard. Yeah, I think it's true. You just get like so much value out of their like if you don't like disrupt them at the right time, it's pretty rough. I wonder if there's maybe an opportunity to send like a shallow water that game though. Maybe also what we want is like settle for that matchup. You can see settle being like kind of okay. But yeah, the Fang matchup has gotten a lot worse since we cut Battering Bolts. Okay, we got an Ira, sure. So I'm normally going to assume that this is probably like fatigue-ish Ira. Let's go second, Honing Hood, Tunic, Sea Lace. Seems fine. I have been seeing a lot of like Shuriken Ira. I don't know if that's like real or not though. I feel like the realest Ira is just like a pile of D-Reacts probably. What's the Endless for, if I may ask? Just fatigue. It's mostly our Gravy sideboard. Which I don't know if like how much we actually have to kind of respect Gravy. There is like a nice thing you can do with like if we're more incentivized to play Tip the Barkeep. Tip the Barkeep does make Endless a bit better in a Gravy, so it's like less of a doomed matchup. It's not like an amazing strat though if the Gravy kind of like knows how to pilot against it. I think I will get greedy and go for the Kraken here. If they want to like send a CNC at me, I'm like kind of fine with that. Okay, they do not want to send a CNC at me, sure. So let's do cheating into these two. I might even just hook this. You're on Prismatic, 60 cards. I feel like that's less likely to be a pile of D-Reacts, but who knows. I'm liking Tip way more with Acilia 1 having no Bullseye and with the new Harpoon. So I see the vision, yeah. So like you can use like Tip the Barkeep into like the Gravy matchup and then just like do like Endless, go again, Endless, that kind of thing. I think it's like pretty good if they try to like play out like multiple allies on the same turn. You kind of do like this like weird thing into Gravy where you do like on turn, kind of like off turn type of thing. It's pretty cool. Or just like try to like sandbag Endless or whatever. Okay, they are. It looks like they are on like kind of like the D-React Ira, so I think I'm like fine losing the red lure here. Seems okay. They at least got their mask early, which is like kind of good for us. They're also on Shuriken. This is like a weird Ira list. I feel like the Shuriken stuff is normally kind of like meant that they've had less D-Reacts, but maybe it's just what I know about Ira. Also, Throw Caution has killed me one too many times. Yeah. So supposedly, Throw Caution is really interesting. Ben and Nate were kind of talking to me about Throw Caution recently, and like apparently it like boosts the win rate pretty heavily into Victor, which is kind of interesting. Like Ben actually really likes it into Victor just because you get to have like the blocking power of like if they try to go for a pummel, you can like Throw Caution. That's like the big thing. I don't know if I really like it into like other decks though, so having the ability to board it out I think is like pretty strong. I think I will just like maybe give up the Sea Lace here. I could actually try to go for like a red lure on their sensor, which is kind of funny. I don't know if that's the right play, though. Hey, it is the right play. Getting to play your opponent's sensor seems like a lot of fun. Okay, we're just going to go for King Shark instead here, though. King Shark seems a little bit better. But yeah, Throw Caution, I think, is like... I think it's something you don't want to main deck, but I think it like is very reasonable in certain matchups, which is why I'm like on 2 of. I could see myself going up to 3. Um, it just becomes difficult kind of like main decking the card, I think. Alright, hopefully it's King Shark, or the back-to-back King Shark should hopefully end up doing some work here, though. Alright, we get a cut through or a rowdy locals. I guess they're both like 3 damage anyways. Sure, we'll take the cut through, I guess. Just so they can't like arsenal it, I think is fair. I don't think we're gonna value trying to keep the Kraken here. I think I'm probably just gonna end up blocking with it. Get our 2 value in, and then we can just throw a pre-med on this King Shark here. I played 2 of this armory this weekend and it felt pretty good, but it also wasn't relevant often, so I might have to test it more. I think like 2 Throw Cautions is probably like where I'd probably sit at. The card is definitely very good. It just also depends on like, actually we don't probably want to hook this. Just send him for 13. It depends, I think, a lot on like where Victor ends up being in the meta. And if Victor is like still top of the meta, which I can see it like kind of still being after like a remembrance ban, then I think that Throw Caution might be like a necessity still. Kind of depends though. Alright, triple D-React. I'm glad I didn't hook. Okay. Lots of D-Reacts in a 60 card deck is very interesting. Sure. So I'm like mildly regretting losing the Kraken, but we should still have like Codex and stuff to draw to. Alright, how many D-Reacts is that? We have 4 out of the way. That's good. We've also not drawn very many shurikens as well. I gotta practice Victor, then. I suck badly at that matchup. I think Ben has started streaming. I need to figure out where Ben's Twitch is, but I think Ben started streaming recently, so he might have some good tips on the Victor matchup. I also kind of think I'm bad at the Victor matchup, but I feel like the Victor matchup is gonna like change a bit post-ban without the Remembrance. So like, you don't have to hedge into Fatigue Victor anymore if the Remembrance gets banned, I think. Maybe Fatigue Victor is like still a deck though. Who knows? I think I'm pretty safe hooking this at 13 unless they double D-React me again. In which case I'd be sad, but hopefully they don't draw it. Okay, they didn't draw it. That's good. We could dodge, I mean, going off an Arsenal here to dodge CNC, I think is also pretty solid. Sitting on 4 gold. It's going to be like on the Ira to kind of figure out how to disrupt us here. Yeah, the Victor matchup I think is pretty hard, but like supposedly Throw Caution makes the matchup a lot better. I think is the tip that Ben was giving me. Is like trying, so basically the tip for that matchup is to like try to get them to Arsenal a pummel as opposed to like getting them to hit you with the pummel, right? Like the thing you sometimes want to do against pummel is like if they throw a CNC, you block 6 on it and then just force them to use the pummel so they don't have the pummel next turn. But with a lot of Victor lists, supposedly what you can do is just like let them keep the pummel. Like you don't have to like bait it, just like block 9 on it and let them like hold on to it for next turn if they want to. Apparently what Ben was saying is like the strat into Victor. I think I want to try to hit their blues just so they can't Kadachi. I'm kind of feeling like not hooking this one because we could run into the other 5 D-Reacts that are still lurking around. Could also be looking at Flick as well. Haven't seen a Flick yet. Have they tried playing a real Ranger, Riptide Enjoyer here? Is Riptide a real Ranger? I don't. Did we as a community decide that? I've not got the memo. Riptide seems pretty cool though. He's got like kind of like a weird inverse matchup spread to Marlin. Or like better into the warriors and like the assassins and stuff, but you like kind of struggle into some of the other decks. All right, so Sunken the 0 for 4, the 0 for 3, right? And then some other card in Arsenal. All right, don't they still have like the Rowdy locals or something? Okay, I don't think we need to block this though. Probably just gonna end up cracking some gold this turn. Riptide isn't real and he can't hurt me. I think that's true. Let's go ahead and turn over Tempest Bomb, sure. I think they're still sitting on the, unless they pitch the card. Maybe I don't know what they're sitting on. Alright, let's hope this Ataya ends up doing some work. Still a big Ataya enjoyer. Let's crack like 2 more gold maybe. Oh boy, lots of blues here. Let's go for 1 more gold. Hoping for a Codex or just, okay. I am hoping for a Codex. I will stop the thought there. Let's go for salvage. I guess turnover, what here? Shallow water, probably not shallow water actually. Hold on. Let's turn over something that's a bit better. You don't want to turn over your shallow waters in case you end up playing them. Let's turn over a trophy. The children yearn for the Tunic Death Dealer. Death Dealer was a pretty strong card. Alright, hope to see some pitch into some reacts here. It would be ideal. Or at least we get to like eat their Tunic counter, which I think is also like a fair trade. Eating Tunic counter is often pretty good as well. The children yearn for the Tunic Death Dealer. I don't know if the children do yearn for that. Alright, looks like they're gonna at least give us 1 here. Okay, Shelter and Arsenal kind of makes sense. Alright, let's take a peek at the other hand. Alright, Sensor, Stab Wound, Leyline. Alright, they can keep the stats. What does Stab Wound do again? Hold on. Probably read what Stab Wound did before I just picked Sensor, but I think Sensor is still the correct choice. I think the answer to what Stab Wound does is that we don't really care. When this hits a hero, they lose X, where X is the number of times a dagger has hit this combat chain. Sure. LSS should unban Death Dealer so we can play Fun Marlin. I think this is the Fun Marlin, kind of. I don't know. I feel like the canon Marlin is a bit more fun than just like the normal Death Dealer. Or I guess Death Dealer isn't even normal. But I feel like it's a bit more fun than just like Death Dealing. Alright, let's go the tip. Catch the day. Alright, we're gonna get a little bit greedy with the 3-up here, but I think it's reasonable. Do we want to crack gold for 1 more load? I think that's reasonable. Try to keep like Trophy Shot as an arsenal. Okay, punish, but not really. Okay, so I think we're just gonna stop there. No real reason to try to salvage this. Go to 15. I think since we're going to 15, I think the hook should be safe here. Feels relatively safe. We could be getting D-React piled again, which I wouldn't be surprised by. I mean, we've seen 5 or 6 D-Reacts so far. That's not too bad. Should still be perfectly fine here. Alright, we get Amnesia, and then we also get Tempest Palm. That's great. Okay, this is looking probably like a Goldfin hand. I do like this hand. This is like a good hand though to show why pre-med might be worth it. Like just getting to send a juiced Goldfin here is potentially kind of exciting. Drawing the blue would have been a little bit nicer, but I think this is still like pretty reasonable. Because they'll have to like fold their whole hand to like give this to give up the or to like prevent the on hit or whatever. So like keeping the codex should be safe because they should be able to hold on to like CNC and a card. Okay, this is fine. It's like an aggro Iro with also like a million D-Reacts is kind of weird. I wish we got some Lexi viable cards for Sage this set. Yeah, I guess there really aren't a ton of like Lexi cards in the new set. They're the ones with the Lexi art on it, which I guess is like kind of a bad answer. We could have gone like a little bit deeper here, but I think I'm just gonna like Codex grab King Shark or whatever. Could have also gotten the Red Lure Harpoon, which would have been kind of exciting, but I don't think we need to. Oh, Nasty Surprise discard. Wow. That's some value right there. Sure. That's fine. They get the overcard in Arsenal, I believe. Maybe. I think a lot of people were expecting like new Lexi from the set. I don't really know like why that didn't end up being the case. Maybe like new Acilia was like better, like the design was a little bit better for limited or something. I think that could be reasonable. In the Valda short story, that the one that came out for Master Pack Guardian, there was a character who was described to use a bow accompanying Jarl to do something. I don't know what. Was that Orion? It might be Orion. I don't know. I don't keep up with my Fab lore. I just know that there was like an Ice Ranger that was like maybe revealed, or maybe it was like a Lightning Ranger or something. Could be cool. But I think we'll probably have to wait like a little bit longer for that. My sweet boy Orion. Orion seems pretty cool. All right, let's go. Hala is like one of the decks that can present a decent amount of damage in a Honing Hood. But I guess we'll go for it anyways. Let's bring in Settle the Bills over the Sharks, and then let's run like an extra throw caution, I think is fine. We could also cut a Taya in this matchup, but Taya seems pretty good in the Hala, so we won't do that. I think we'll do something a little bit like this. Let's try it. Ice is pretty cool. It's been a while since we've had some ice in the format. Alright, we got a pretty good Honing Hood hand. It looks like they're running 70 cards. It's a little bit scary. See, the reason there was no Ranger in the set is next set we're getting a Shadow Ranger Trust. I don't know if I do trust that. Alright, let's Honing Hood. Then the Red Lure. Which is probably not like gonna be amazing here, but it at least is our first Harpoon. If they want to attack in now, I'm also like kind of fine to just give up the rest of the hand. We are giving up Codex, but like Codex is not all that good right this second. So I think this is fine. Could have actually held on to the Codex because I did forget that they weren't attacking in again. Which is fine. Let's go for cheating, I guess, into just the Red Lure here. Might as well give it a go again, because why not? So we either have the option to discard to win the wager, or we can try to get them to like use some armor or some cards here. I think both are like kind of fine for us though. This might be a little bit of a tougher matchup though, especially without the battering bolts. Although I don't know how much they actually like matter in this matchup. It seems like the Krakens are a little bit more relevant. Nah, Shadow Wizard for the Shadow Wizard money gang. I think that's also reasonable. Let's go ahead and... Do we want to win the wager? Yeah, we probably do, right? Get our first gold online. Seems reasonable. All right, coming in for 3. So you could send the bluefin here, but the awkward part about this hand is that we do not have like a way to like chain together arsenals, which I think is really strong. They are on CNC, which is also kind of good info. All right, let's go ahead and take our 3 here. And then let's draw hopefully a blue. Codex is, I guess, going to be saved for later. That's kind of unfortunate. If this was like, if this cheating scoundrel was actually something else, this hand would be a lot better. Like, having to play the cheating here feels really awkward because they kind of want to just like block it anyways. And you're supposed to like hold on to the cheating, but then that also feels weird. We need to like draw specifically into the last codex or alternatively a 3-oak. I think I'm just supposed to like play it here. Because if we get stuck with the cheating in Arsenal for a while, it's going to be really awkward. Alright, we got the rest of the armor. That's good. So this might be a little bit of a block out and setup kind of turn. Yeah, I imagine it's going to be block out and setup. So we ideally want to probably set the shallow water in Arsenal, so we block like 6 like this and then block another 3. So let's hope we can get them to like kind of keep an Arsenal here. Be the ideal scenario. These codexes have been not lining up today. We had one that we blocked within the opening hand, which I guess we didn't need to block with. So maybe that was a mistake. But like, I think we're gonna have to like end up pitching this codex as well, which is kind of unfortunate. I guess we don't have to. But we probably should maybe block something like this. I am also worried about their like CNC or something, so maybe we just take this damage for a bit. Maybe block on the second chain link. And we also do need a player on the new card as well, right? The one that like attacks again. Okay, Kraken and gold for what? I feel like the gold crack there is kind of interesting. I don't know what they're trying to go for by doing that. Alright, so we do need to play around the +1 counter and then swing again, right? So maybe we do end up giving the Sea Lice here. Do something like this. Okay, Shine is pretty good. Alright, I do want to just like try to resolve this codex as like our #1 priority. So let's see if we can buy some cards at least with the shallow water. Assuming that they don't have like a D-React in Arsenal, which is also potentially likely. Oh, no D-React is very good for us. Okay. That is very, very good for us. I was fully expecting that to not hit. But we can deal with the CNC, to be honest. We are not looking too bad here. The biggest concern is honestly just the fatigue. Just like how many cards are in the deck. But if we can like win the tempo game, I think we're actually like kind of in a decent spot. Howdy, Tasha. How's it going? We're playing against a Hala here. I feel like this matchup is like not quite as scary as Fang is, but like still kind of scary, especially if they present like 70 cards. I think we're doing a good job of like getting through them, maybe. We'll have to see. I feel like we just need to win the tempo game, and then the fatigue game should be hopefully secondary. Like, if we can just keep connecting with the Krakens, that would probably be the best thing for us. Okay, so maybe like 1 direct here plus toe the line or something. Yep, okay. Called that. Makes sense. Okay, Red Lure and Arsenal could actually be pretty good for the CNC, although we did lose our legs, so maybe it's a little bit more awkward. Alright, they are under the frailty though, so maybe this is not that bad for us. Yeah, okay. We're just gonna take a bit of damage here. Hull is the least scary warrior for sure. They have a lot of actions. Still like a bit scary, I think. But yeah, it probably is like the least scary warrior, but I think we're still like maybe kind of behind this game. We'll have to see how it turns out here. This trophy shot. Ooh, pre-med's great. Well, let's hope we can just send a big arrow here. Do I want to hook this? No, probably not. I feel like losing that hook value could be a pretty big deal. Or like losing like the one block value. And we're already like technically making a gold on hit. So we can get their CNC back. Is there anything else we can get? I think these all care about warriors, right? Unsheath, yes, sword attack. I don't think there's any hollow or warrior cards that we could get back that are any better than CNC. Which is okay. CNC is still pretty good. We just need to find our tip the barkeeps. Which I don't think we've seen. Maybe we've seen like one of so far. Might even just end up blocking a bit this turn. Maybe just trying to sit on this 3 oak and trying to just play out their CNC or something. I think that's pretty reasonable. So you block like 6 on here. Or I think we want to block on like the last sword, right? The last sword's better to block on. So we just like give them the 3 oak here, and then we just send CNC off of blue next turn. And then try to block 6 on the second sword swing. Right? We need to block 7 to play around the new card, right? Because that will sharpen 1 additional time. Or maybe we do have to do it on this. I forget what how that card is templated. Genuine question, how are you supposed to play in Kasai and Dory? There are a couple locals that I want to try to beat. So into Kasai and Dory, I think are a little bit two different matchups. Like Kasai, you want to like just be kind of outvaluing them based on like them. How do I phrase it? Like you'll win against Kasai if you just like chew through the armor and eventually get to the point where they're not able to like pressure you with their hand because they're sending like saber for 2 and then like no follow up because you like had forced them to like block with their entire hand. With Dory, it's a little bit different because against Dory, they're a little bit more aggressive, so you have to like also be aggressive in turn. So it's a little bit trickier, I feel like. But yeah, all the warriors, like, you kind of have to, like, play a bit differently into each one and just kind of, like, know what they're doing. Okay, so we have pre-med plus 3 oak plus Ataya, so that should hopefully do some work this turn. Let's go ahead and just give them a couple cards here. I'm, like, a little bit worried, I guess, about the last, or another CNC here. Okay, no CNC is good. Could also try to keep the port side, make a gold, but, yeah, I think that's probably not worth. Right, let's not 3 oak, sorry. We'll pre-med first and then we'll 3 oak. We need an arrow here. What's our likelihood to hit arrow? We've seen a lot of arrows, I feel like. Do we actually want to make a gold fin first, or do we want to just YOLO? I feel like I'm in the YOLO mood though. Alright, we drew the shallow waters, that's good. Then we can pull tunic and just kind of fix this. Okay, this I think ended up okay. And I don't think we want to hook here. Coming for 12. I feel like we're putting up like a decent fight. But I feel like we kind of saw our 3 oaks a little bit late. And we also had to like pitch our codex, which felt pretty weird. I don't know. This matchup's a little bit of a tough one if you don't roll like super, super hot, I think. But we could still be in like a fine spot if we end up getting their arsenal here, which it looks like we maybe do. Okay. Maybe we're in a better shape than I initially thought. Okay, sunken treasure. immediately discounting that. Okay, that's fine though. I found our tip the barkeep, but it's a little mistimed, I guess, with our CNC turn. Let's go ahead and block a little bit here. Just get the value. Sunken treasure block value is always kind of nice. All right, we'll take this damage though. Okay, jagged edge, sure. Put us to 4. So we're gonna need some big turns to kind of keep them off doing stuff here. All right, so we have a shallow water on top, which is not super relevant. Maybe we do still just want to draw it just so we can like pitch it and keep the blue on top. You can also like double bottomed. Maybe double bottom was correct. If we can take the blue out of their hand though, swinging the sword could be kind of painful this turn. Am I winning? I don't think we are anymore. I think there was like a brief window where maybe we were winning for a couple turns, but I think they've just had some pretty good turns back to back. We could actually be doing fine. I guess they don't have like a... Okay, now they have a flurry, so that's a little bit annoying. So we do need to block here. Our tunic is coming on 2 next turn, which is kind of awkward. So I think we're taking like 1 and 1. Block with a trophy shot. I guess we can maybe deny the vigor token, seems reasonable. We used all our 3 oaks, which is awkward, so maybe the best bet is to try to just Arsenal the Kraken to hope we can keep 2 cards. I think we're in pretty dire straits here, though. Could also just save the throw the Murderous Rebel in front of this, just so we're staying at 4, which is maybe like a little bit healthier. We can hope the hollow maybe bricks or something. So I want to ideally block like 5 here, and just hope that they don't have the extra flurry token. Alright, so notably they don't have the flurry token here, so if they do just like follow up with like a CNC, it's pretty good. Alright, so if it is CNC, then we can just block 6, which is not the end of the world. It's basically just like we're taking a turn off. But if they don't have anything here, then we could be in fine shape. Shuck. Okay, make a flurry token, sure. Okay, well, I think that's basically the turn we needed, right? We could try to draw an extra, like, +3 off the top. How many buffs do we have left? We have 2... We pitched... I think we pitched a gold to tip at one point. They have, like, 1 more gold to tip, maybe another catch. And then settle would be, like, a hard brick. I think we pitched a settle as well. So I don't know if cracking gold off tunic is maybe worth it here, but maybe we do just need to go for it because we're like a little bit desperate. Just try to draw the nut here. Okay. Not the nut, but at least does give us hook activation, which is maybe fine. Alright, go ahead and turn over your random Edict of Steel. Okay, we're still kind of in bad shape here. But I feel like not as bad of shape as we could be. I feel like our draws were like kind of whatever this game. If this Kraken puts in a lot of work, though, I can see it's kind of clawing back here. Kraken will need to do a lot of work, notably. Add another 3-oak to the deck, trust. Another 3-oak would be pretty good. Maybe like a 2-oak. I'd settle for a 2-oak. I feel like 2-oak could be a pretty skill testing card.
They should give you a card called Full House.
Full house and draw 5 cards.
Draw 5 cards, load all arrows into arsenal.
Okay, I can see it. Seems like good ranger support. I've realized how much nicer it feels to block more in these order matchups. I think blocking is definitely important in these matchups. It sometimes feels bad because like you're kind of just getting like outvalued over the course of the game in a lot of scenarios. Oh, but they don't have another way to swing the Zenith Blade here, which is really nice. Um, How do we win this? I'm trying to think of like the best path to victory here. So we also are kind of getting close to fatigue. So what arrows, I guess, do we have left at this point? We have one Codex. We used all of our Krakens, all of our Bluefins, all of our Red Lures. We have 2 Red Fin Harpoons, 1 Shallow, and then a bunch of Yellowfin Harpoons, I guess. So we could actually just go for the triple Gold Crack here, or we could go single Gold Crack and then just try to send a Goldfin, which is probably not winning us the game. I feel like we need to draw like the last Codex, maybe. Yellowfin, interesting. Could also shuffle off the quiver. I don't know what I want to do here. Burgess and a Gulfin is good, but the problem is it doesn't like kill them, which I kind of want to do. Maybe it is supposed to be good enough though. I'm just gonna draw some more cards and hope we hit Codex. Okay, wait, we hit Codex. Can we hit another blue? Can hit another blue. Like, I think the Codex and the Goldfin line is like the line that gets your opponent to like 1 or 2 or something, but it like loses you the game in the long run, I feel like. I've literally summoned Codex twice this stream. I'm pretty good at it. I feel like we are at our pitch stack, right? So like I knew it was like coming up in the next couple cards. I don't know exactly when, but I think like we're maybe overdue for it. All right, they're getting back over cards. They block 4. They have another block here, so it's 5 total. So I think we have to throw the hook on this and just try to get a little bit lucky. Let's just try to get lucky. But yeah, we're most likely losing hook here, which is fine. Just need to buy a little bit of tempo. Okay, Redfin is great tempo, sure. Okay, we have officially bought tempo. That's great. Now we can just try to hit them with the best Redfin Harpoon of all time and then hope they die. I think that's a good strat. No reacts. All right, so we are probably still losing the fatigue game, but we're maybe potentially winning the tempo game, which is important now. The vibe stack strikes again. I know. I think we're still losing this probably, but I like to think we maybe have a chance. All right. Sink below, sure. How many more reacts do we have to worry about? Maybe another sink below? Alright, Redfin, whiffs. Unfortunate. That might kill us. Okay, so we have Olay plus Swordmat. I don't think we can live this anymore. But I'll do my best. We will see. Alright, so coming in for 5, so you have to block 5 and then block another 5 on the back. Ooh, Provoke is also nasty. Yeah, that'll probably kill us. I guess if we don't die right away, though. We got a 2. That Provoke was so good. Crazy. Oh, Ataya might kill us. Oh, Ataya and I might kill us together. Yeah, I think we're cooked here. Unless the Hollow just has Zenith Blade for 3, which I imagine is probably not what's gonna happen. Unlucky. Drew our gems. Happens though. Taya is still, I think, pretty good in this matchup. Alright, Taya into CNC. That would have been pretty good as well. I think we could definitely beat this deck. I think we just need to draw a little bit better. All that being said, we did draw Codex to bail us out, so like maybe that was my one good draw for the game. Alright, let's see if we can get one last one. Kind of feeling like a bit tired today. I don't know why. Redfin Whip is tragic because we have an off turn now. Yeah, they had some pretty good hands, I think. I think you need to like get aggressive in that scenario though, because they are presenting like 70 cards into you. So it feels like you need to like. I'm actually gonna try AB1 in this matchup instead of the null rune because I think I need to respect this matchup like a little bit less. So let's actually try it just with AB1 and see if we would have wanted the AB2. I'm not actually fully convinced that we would have needed it. So maybe do like no Ataya like this or something like that. Let's see how good AB1 is into New Acilio, because I feel like you can probably get away with it a decent amount. Alright, Sigil, sure. Let's load, or, oh, sorry, hold on. We went to, Pony Good there. Let's load our Trophy Shot because we have Eye, so we could potentially draw a better arrow here. Alright, Comet Collision. Sure. So we can pitch the Eye, or we can alternatively pitch the Rabble. Let's pitch the Rabble just to get the card out of our hand a little bit faster. I think that makes sense. Ooh, Kraken is great. I am going to Las Vegas, so I will be there. Yeah, Las Vegas should be fun. Tegan and I are both going. I'm only going to Nats. Tegan staying home from Nats because we had some paperwork that we had to do.
My passport went through the washing machine.
Yeah, the passport went through the washing machine.
So,
the real answer.
My advice to all of you is if you have a passport, don't leave it in your pocket.
Yeah, don't leave your passport in your pocket, ideally. I'm going to get greedy with the hook here because I actually don't know.
It's good advice.
I feel like Acilio is weird in the sense that, like, they can sometimes run block cards, but a lot of times they're also just, like, not running any block cards because they're just doing the Acilio thing. Oh, Kindle it, okay. Like, it makes the Kindle a lot worse if you're running, like, B-Reacts and stuff, I feel like. Alright, go on AB1, though. Yeah, Las Vegas should be a lot of fun. We are looking forward, not looking forward to Las Vegas in and of itself, but looking forward to seeing people. Oh, they are in sync. Okay, sure. Hopefully they maybe sync into a action or something here that we can take, but it looks like they're going to hold on to it. All right, Cosmic Player, sure. All right, Sigil popping first, sure. Stonewall Gauntlet is also kind of interesting in this deck. Ooh, another Kindle. All right, they're kind of going to town here. Sure, so they get to amp this for functionally 6. Seems pretty alright. Or, no, does this not? Or they've also started in the past turn. That's what it was. Okay. Seems good. Alright, let's go for Gold Crack. So we know that their arsenal... Do we know anything about their arsenal, actually? I don't know that we do. I think it's just the random card they drew that turn, right? Off the Sigil. I'm going to keep hooking because I'm feeling a little bit greedy. If they break my hook, I think so be it. Yeah, that should be a lot of fun, I think. I think once we get the BNR, the meta might become a little bit more clear. All right, what do we got here? All right, Stonewall. All right, them putting this to double 4-block breakpoint is pretty awkward. Okay, so we lost our hook. Okay, so this is a D-React Acilio now. I feel like it's always a toss-up whether or not they're actually like running D-Reacts or not. I feel like that's maybe the existence of this particular Acilio is reason enough to not try to risk your hook. Feels like very like a toss up on whether or not they are actually even running D-Rex though. Yeah, that should be a lot of fun though. CNC as well. Okay, interesting. All right, this is like a very like mid-rangey Acilio. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna get a bit greedy here. We whiff off an arrow. We whiff off an arrow. But I think this is still pretty likely to hit here. Alright, red lore will probably be good enough. That being said, the rest of the hand's not super exciting. I guess they still do potentially get to hit their CNC, which is pretty alright. Just need to figure out how to give the CNC go again or use it next turn. I always assumed that new Acilio is basically just worse verdants, no felling. I don't know what that means though, because it feels like there's like the version of Acilio that's a little bit more all in on like the wildfire stuff, and then it feels like there's like a separate version of Acilio that's maybe like doing kind of like this weird mid-range verdancy thing or something. I don't know. The deck building is maybe still not like fully consolidated. Mastery Pack Ranger, where are you? I don't know. I don't know if we need Mastery Pack Ranger. It still does feel like the class is like kind of underdeveloped in some areas. Like it feels like a lot of the Ranger pump should just block 3 at this point. I kind of worry about like all the classes feeling too like samey though. So maybe I don't actually want that. Like I feel like Ranger not blocking is maybe like kind of okay. Alright, we do connect here, which is good. So we get to rip their CNC now. So you need to find some rum shenanigans to make this actually work. Okay, no rum is fine. So we could actually just send the CNC, set Redfin in Arsenal, and then just AB a bit this turn. And then like hold on to the throw caution in case they end up doing stuff. I kind of want to see what happens if we do that. Like hold back a little AB and then the throw caution Arsenal this. CNC, if they're running like a bunch of D-Rex, seems like it could be pretty alright. Okay, maybe not though, since they have the 2-3 blocks there. Sorry, I think we do want to throw caution this probably. Oh, sorry. One more time. Alright, let's throw caution now. See if we can get a bit of extra value here. I feel like I still kind of like AB2 in this matchup, just to be like a little bit on the safe side. Like maybe you don't really need it. Because it's often hard to like kind of like float the resources. The design space feels like Rangers getting loose tools for the community to figure out how to make work. I only get to play Azalea Below at the very end, and that was very fun. Yeah, Ranger's like a weird class. I feel like all like Ranger, Warrior, and Guardian all feel like kind of just like it varies. Like they almost kind of feel like the same class, just like kind of different um, ways. Like I guess I don't know. There's like a lot of homogeneity between some of the classes at this point. Like Assassin and Warrior, I guess, is like a good example. Cosmic Flare. Huh. Alright, so yeah, with the red fin. Sigil Brilliance. Alright, so I think we bricked their hand pretty bad there. So I guess that's a good thing we got going on for us. I guess they can still do something here. Could actually make a Goldfin to Arsenal into Trench. Which is maybe not the worst play in the world, but basically using like gold as like 1 value, which I guess potentially is fine. Let's go ahead and just pass here. See what they got going on. Alright, playing out the brilliance. Or not playing out the brilliance. Sure. Alright, coming in for 5 is scary. I'm gonna crack a gold and see where that gets us, because if we get the 1 extra resource, that could be pretty sweet. Right, so that's good. The problem is we don't have like a great thing to actually settle on. So we could even just go for the Kraken for 10. And then just try to like hold settle for next turn. Maybe holding settle for next turn is actually like pretty sweet. So I have to be a little bit concerned about the Storm Striders though. I think I kind of still like AB2 in this matchup, but like I don't know if we have actually gotten the chance to really use the AB2 all that well. It seems like a cool Acilio deck though. Seems like they're running like kind of like a bunch of the Kindle cards, but also running DREX at the same time, which is pretty weird. Alright, Shelter, make their first flow. Sure. Alright, take a peek at the hand. We have Kindle and then the Stella Flow Stride. Sure. So you could be trying to do some like weird Kindle stuff next turn. Ah, yes, the old Settle the Bill Codex line, which we know and love. I still like kinda hate this card, if I'm being honest. I feel like this card like I draw it with Codex like so much more often than I like don't draw it with Codex. It's kind of why I only like it as like a 2-0, but like when you draw it with Codex, it just feels like so bad. Like, what am I doing? Right, Kindle, sure. Alright, they sack the Ponder. Then this is coming in for 2 total. At least it can be trenched away. That's true, but I don't really want to trench it. Like, if this was like any other red buff, I could just like play it, right? And then play Codex. I feel like that's like my biggest problem with this card. I guess it's AB just a little bit here since we're not really doing much else. Like, we might still just be sending Goldfin here, but like, I want to play the Codex more than anything. And now the CNC is being really awkward. Oh, is this maybe a punt on my end? I guess we could like go AB0 at this point and then just try to settle the bill. Still kind of hate this card though. CNC and Acilio also seems kind of weird. It ended up being like pretty good there. All right, let's go for the gold. And then I guess we're just sending... I guess we could... We don't have to pitch Codex, but we probably should just try to close out the game. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of the Acilio decks are just very weird to me. Like, it's weird that this deck is running like CNC and Kindle and DREX in the same deck. Like, maybe it makes sense though. Maybe I need to treat this deck like a lot more like Verdance than I'm treating it like just like a I feel like it varies between like Verdance and Kano is what it kind of feels like to me. Like one of those two decks. Kind of hoping we're just not dead to Striders here. We haven't seen any Aether Flares yet, which is like one of their better cards. They could be just doing like the mid-range thing. Lots of question marks, I guess. CNCs definitely seems like a bit spicy though. He's like Lightning Bowlander. Yeah, I can see that. Like sometimes you just draw like the hands where it's like all instants though, and then you just like kind of die. I don't know. Opponent is telling me sorry for some reason. I'm not 100% sure why. Maybe I'm dead at 11. That could also be like the case. Like I know the range on this deck is like pretty big. So like if they do manage to string together the big turn, then it could be pretty good. I think wildfire in this deck is like I don't know if it's actually good or not. I should probably like experiment with it and see if like there is actually like a wildfire build with Facilio out there. I think there is. I just don't know like how good it is compared to like doing the mid range thing. Let me like refresh the page too. All right, core reaction, terrifying. Might just end up being dead here. Yeah, it's hard to know like what exactly their range is. It feels like it's like a decent amount though. Right. Core reaction pitching a CNC and a suture is weird. Okay, with an Echo Flash, sure. So I guess I'll take the Echo Flash. This is representing like 7 total arcane damage. So we will need our quiver to probably bail us out. Because we're functionally at 5 life right now. Oh, Throw Caution could do a pretty good job. The awkward thing about Throw Caution is that you cannot play it with 3 Oak, though. So what is the sequence of plays here? We can Throw Caution, like, preemptively. Is kind of a funny play. I don't know if that's the good play, though. Because we can't play it after the 3 Oak, obviously. So maybe we do this now and just see what happens. Kind of funny. And then try to go for, like, big game plus the 3 Oak. See where that lands us. Okay, turn to Mindfire will do it. I don't think there's a way around. We could have like saved that, but I feel like they always have like the priority window there, right? If we ever go for the 3 Oak. I think I still like AB2 in this matchup. That's like my initial thing. We are running AB2 for what it's worth. I feel like it might have been a little bit better than just the throw cautions. Yeah, I feel like we needed. Yeah, if they oh hey, Sergeant Moltz, thanks for the game. I think if we preemptive throw caution there, so like okay, so what do we do if we don't preemptive throw caution? We do like trophy shot into draw, like make a gold, draw a discard, and then we like have to. I guess we could have like tried to bait them, but I feel like they're always gonna try to like wait until like the last second to mindfire us, unless they like want to do it like right away. Like I feel like if we got the AP there, like the chess piece, then maybe that's a little bit better. I don't know. Maybe something to think about. Maybe we were like a little bit greedy, trying to keep the chess piece or something, or like trying to get rid of it. I think that was okay. Let's try to get one more good one, and then we'll probably cut it short because I feel like my brain power. I've been kind of testing today, so maybe not fully all the way there. Since you're on AB0 at this point, I'm gonna wait to see if you try to kill me and have no throw caution or otherwise. I think I was gonna probably try to kill you there anyways. All right, we got another Celio. I think let's run AB2 this time, or do I want to run AB2? All right, I think I definitely want to go first though. Let's draw another AB11. I want to see if it's like actually needed or if I just maybe like need to play a bit tighter. Alright, bring in the throws, bring in the settles, and then cut the king sharks. Cut Taya. Let's try it like this. What do we want to do to start out here? Probably just play tip and then Arsenal cheating. Oh, they're playing Seer Stone. Interesting. Okay, we're in for another Acilia Brew here. Look at the top card of your deck. You may put it on the bottom, create a ponder token. Interesting. Seems pretty okay. Huh. You're doing like some kind of ponder Acilio? Oh, it's Sigil of Parapets. Okay. Opponent is definitely cooking over there. Yeah, I don't know if there was like a good priority window with the third caution there, because I feel like you always are able to prevent me from like actually getting the prevention out of it. I feel like AB2 is like a bit safer in that matchup. But I don't know if you like need AB2. Okay, let's go ahead and take our 5 here. Alright, looking like a good hand though. Go cheating into what? Probably just the Redfin. Am I about to get wobbled here? That'd be kind of scary. I haven't actually seen like a ton of wobble out of New Acilia, which is probably for the best. Let's go ahead and pitch the red lure. Yeah, I feel like the AB2 might be safer into Acilia. I guess it depends like how highly represented that deck is, but feels like it gives you a lot more flexibility. And then this is coming in for... This is coming in for 13. Do I feel safe at 13? Kind of want to hook this, but I kind of also don't. They're also running Lightning Greaves, which is a bit weird. What does Greaves mean? Like maybe they're just trying to set up like a big Acilio combo turn, in which case maybe they're not trying to dereact us? I'm trying to guess what what do they mean by the Lightning Greaves? I guess is the big question. I feel like I get a bit greedy with my hook in this matchup, and I still need to like gauge how greedy I should be, and it kind of depends a lot on like how the deck ends up shaking out, I feel like. I feel like Acilia is probably like the best of the new heroes, at least from what I've seen. It feels like he has like the most cohesive kind of card pool. Okay, this person is on D-React, so he might be getting punished here. Hopefully not too bad. Surely I can keep my hook here. Maybe hook is greedy against New Acilio. Maybe that's what I've learned. Yeah, it's always like a toss-up whether or not hook is actually like safe into a lot of the... Oh wait, Potion of Luck. Oh, they're a Brainstorm deck. Oh. Is that good? Huh. Okay. Yeah, 13 is normally safe, but you never know. Getting juiced by double D reacts plus equipment block or something like that is always possible. Alright, 4-card hand with Potion of Luck and Brainstorm. I guess let's see what they're doing here. This is an action, so they need like some way to like make action points or something. You shuffle an instant card from your graveyard into your deck. If no or you control is destroy this turn, create a ponder token. So what are they shuffling? They're putting Sigil of Brilliance on the bottom. What is the combo that they're going for here? Okay, core reaction's pretty good. Potion of Luck, yeah. Okay. This could be good for us. This could also be bad. I guess we're about to see what the Brainstorm combo they're trying to set up is. Oh, this is absolutely a meme? Okay, fair enough. I want to see what they're trying to cook here, though. Could be something cool. You never know. Alright, let's go for throwing the trophy shot on top of this seems reasonable. I think I'm probably supposed to send the shallow water here. seems a little bit safer. Seems like they maybe want to try to like hold on to a good arsenal card. All right, unfortunately, no way to keep a card here unless we want to sack another gold. Maybe we do though. Maybe try to gamble for the blue. Okay, we gambled correctly. We're currently making like 2 gold on this. I think I'm not gonna throw the hook on there since we did see the first react. There's like a chance that they're able to potentially pop the hook. I'm kind of curious to see what this meme is because this does seem like a funny meme. Doing like brainstorm seer stone. Probably not intended to be like what you want to do. Okay, fate plus sigil of parapets. Fascinating. Sure. Sigil of parapets. Is this card actually good? It seems like it could be alright. Whenever you play a wizard card, Sigil of Parapets gets +2. Okay, they played a wizard card. Sure. This is a funny meme, at least. I don't know. I appreciate what they're doing. Sigil of Parapets plus some D-Reacts plus Brainstorm. Seems spicy. Alright, popping their eye, sure. Alright. Can't really decide if this hand is good or bad. I think I'm leaning towards bad. I need to find like some action to actually use this hand well. I guess we do have like the salvages to like kind of make some gold, but would have liked to see like an arrow or something ideally. If this deals damage, you may tap your hero. If you do, put an instant card from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck. Huh. So I think they're trying to like set up some kind of like crazy pitch stack, if I had to guess. I think I'm gonna crack 1 gold first, and then probably end up making a Golden Harpoon. Depending on what we draw. Not that one actually though. We'll pitch the tip here first, I think. Okay, so we have like a decent hand now. Let's go ahead and like salvage, make a Goldfin, and then just pop off that. We'll be able to hopefully get another gold from this golden tip here, so that should be fine. Okay, then we can just throw a Murderous Rabble on it. That seems good enough. Let's get some damage. Oh, the only problem is the Murderous Rabble is going to eat the cheating, which I don't think we want. So maybe we just play out like another C4 salvage here. Turn over like a random instant. Guess we're still coming in for 12 here, which is like alright. Could be worse. Ooh, Absorbent Aether. Okay, that's a spicy one. Alright, our opponent's definitely cooking something here. Brainstorm, Absorbent Aether. What else are they doing? This is a certified cook over here. Ooh, Settle is actually not bad on this hand. Is this a world's first good settle the bill? Potentially. I think this card is like better. I don't know. This card is like fine. I feel like I'm just like every time I see it with the codex, I get like viscerally mad. It's hard to like kind of not think about it like that though. Alright, let's go ahead and crack 1 gold and see if we can find like a little bit more action. But worst case scenario, we can just like Arsenal settle bill and that should be fine. Actually, Redfin's probably a better hit now. But yeah, when you draw settle the bill without Codex in Arsenal, it tends to be a little bit better. It just adds like this weird like sequencing thing to your deck that like sometimes ends up being bad for you. Do I want to actually hook this? I probably should think about that. I don't think we need to hook this at this point. I think we're just trying to deal damage. Put 2 just in case they end up doing something on our turn. It seems like they're just trying to set up like a weird hitch stack combo or something. Don't fully understand. Guess we're about to find out. Alright, mental block, sure. You react maybe? See what the follow-up is here. I don't know. I kind of like soured on Settle the Bill a little bit. I'm still like torn on that card. Like it's sometimes really good, but sometimes just also really bad. I guess that's like most cards in the game though. Just feels like a weird card. It feels like it like never quite works out the way I wanted to. I've yet to be like wowed, I guess, by Settle the Bill. Like, oh wow, Settle the Bill was like crazy in that one spot. It feels like it's just kind of like a middling card most of the time. Alright, Arsenal or Codex. Probably take a little arcane damage on our turn. Or on their turn, rather. Ooh, Sigil of Forethought. Okay, I have no idea what's going on anymore. I thought I maybe understood the cook, but now I don't really. Are they trying to like wobble me or something? Sigil of Forethought, I think, is maybe a bit of a meme. Alright, let's trophy shots. So let's just put a Kraken in the yard, which is actually kind of good. But now I guess we just get to 3 Oak and then... Okay. Seems like they maybe scooped it up as a response to that. Okay, so it's Syncful. What is their plan here? It looks like their plan was to play Brains... Okay, so like, what is actually what they're trying to go for here? Like, play 2 Potions of Luck plus a Brainstorm? Or like, whenever you draw a card this action phase, deal 1 damage to any target. But like, how are they doing that? So they like triple Brainstorm or like double Brainstorm, and then... I don't think this works, right? Like, maybe try to put a bunch of Sigil Brilliances back so they pop at the same time, and then you Potion of Luck. This might be an F-tier Fries deck, if I've seen one. Alright, but I'm starting to feel a little bit tired, so I might call the stream there. Let me go ahead and pull up the deck list one more time. But yeah, we're still kind of tinkering away at Marlin. I've got like some ideas, but I still need to like kind of consolidate them a little. I think like pre-med is like maybe solid in some matchups. What I really need to figure out is like these kind of slots. Like how is Settle the Bill kind of like flexing with a lot of the rest of the deck, and like pre-med is like maybe also like a little bit too much. It kind of feels like there's a lot of like weird tension in the deck now. I do like cutting the Kraken or the battering bolts for Settle the Bills, but I feel like Settle the Bill is also just like sometimes a very middling card in and of itself. So I feel like there's maybe some things with the deck I still need to kind of work out a little bit. How do you feel about pre-med over take cover? So I like the pre-med in the sense that unlike Settle the Bill, you kind of can just like play it out. Like the strong thing you can do with Marlin is just like send Arrow for 13, right? Or like, so there are a couple strong Marlin things you can do. Like there's block 6 and like send 10, which is obviously good. But if you have like a 4-card hand, the best thing you can probably send is like pre-med on a big arrow, right? Because then you just get to like draw into some other threat in your deck and like cycle through a bit faster. So I kind of like the idea of like maybe 2 pre-med that kind of like can flex with the throw cautions if they need to. Like just go like 36 blues in the matchups we want, and then like stay at like 34 in some of the more matchups we want to be a little bit more aggressive. So I kind of like that idea. Ataya being main deck, I also need to work on. Like I think I need to figure out a way to move this back to the sideboard. So like maybe like what needs to get cut is like the Norrin boots for maybe an extra like blue in the main deck so that I can sideboard this back out. Still a little bit of work to be done. I think there's still some things I gotta tinker with a little bit before Nats, but I think we're starting to maybe try to figure it out. Um, oh, you mean take aim rather than take aim over pre-med. So I think take aim is sometimes good because it'll like save you a gold, which is really good. But like a lot of times, unless you're hitting like those 3 Okai rolls, you're not actually getting like the insane like take aim like high roll value. So like I could see like both being fine. Like maybe take aim is better as like an arsenal target. I don't know. But like pre-med gives you like a lot of value on like hands where like if you don't like get a ponder token, like if you're not doing like a Codex of Frailty or like a 3 of a kind, I feel like pre-med does give you a fair bit of value, just like getting you like ponder tokens are pretty good in Marlin, so um I don't know, like maybe there's like some merit to playing the pre-med over the take game just so you're getting the ponder token, which is pretty strong. But I still feel like I don't know. I feel like there's something that's like missing from the deck that I don't fully understand yet, which I guess is maybe just me trying to deck build too hard. I think I may like need to like take a break from this deck for like a week or two and just or like maybe a week just so we can have time to prep for nationals, but like take a break for a week and just kind of see like what I end up doing with this deck. I think it's like close. I just don't know. Like some of these like slot cards I think I'm a little uncertain on. But anyways, thank you all for stopping by the stream. Hope you all enjoyed. We'll probably end up doing, I think we have like a podcast video coming out on Wednesday, and then on Friday, I think we're going to try to do some drafts. So should be a fun week. But yeah, I will see y'all probably later in the week for when we end up doing draft. All right, but thank you all for stopping by, and I'll see you for now. Let me find the stream. All right, see you.